A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio. A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
The Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, speaking of New Year's resolutions, here's a poem for you, friends, so listen. When the year is at the morn, resolutions fine are born. When the year is old and gray, resolutions, where are they? I have the answer here to a season full of cheer. Just resolve to start each day happy, carefree, blithe, and gay. And you know, folks, all it takes to start the day is Grape Nuts Flakes. That's the answer, all right. Eat a good breakfast, do a better job. Because you need an adequate breakfast after a fast of 10 or 12 hours the night before. In fact, dietitian tells us that morning is the time we should get at least 1/4 of our entire day's nourishment. Yes, breakfast is the stoke-up meal, and Grape Nuts Flakes are certainly a swell-tasting stoke-up food. They're a whole-grain cereal, cram full of all-around whole-grain nourishment. So for 1944, let's all resolve to eat a good breakfast, do a better job. And let crisp, toasty brown Grape Nuts Flakes help make it easy for you. Gentlemen, since this is the start of a new year, we bring you a man who, at the age of 20, began his phenomenal career in show business.
That's right.
At 30, he was a credit to his profession.
Yes, sir.
At 40, he was admired and respected by millions.
That's me.
At 50, his name became a household word.
50?
At 60, he became...
All right, stop. That's enough already. For heaven's sake.
And here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Jack Benny talking. And, Don, it's a good thing I stopped you, or I'd have died of old age before the show started. 40, 50, 60. It wasn't so very long ago that I was going to Waukegan Grammar School.
Well, I know, Jack, but you were the only kid in class the teacher called Mister.
Don, they didn't call me that till I was in the 6th grade. And anyway, Don, it doesn't...
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Mary. Anyway, Don, it doesn't...
Fine thing. I hurry over here and nobody even notices my new dress.
Oh, say, that dress is beautiful, Mary. But don't you feel a little silly wearing a man's necktie with it?
Oh, that. Well, Dennis gave it to me for Christmas, and I'm wearing it so I won't hurt his feelings.
You mean Dennis gave you a... Oh, wait a minute. He must have gotten the boxes mixed up.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Dennis gave me the cutest pair of lace panties... all covered with rosebud.
Oh, gee, I'd love to have those. Jack, I'll give you the next time. You give me the lace panties.
Well,
Dennis really meant them for me.
I know, but...
You didn't lose them, did you?
I hope not. Gee.
Oh, so that's it. You didn't want to hurt his feelings either.
Look, Mary, when someone gives you a gift...
I know. But, Jack, those panties were supposed to fit me. How in the world did you get them on?
Oh, I didn't have much trouble.
You didn't, eh? I'll bet those rosebuds are stretched to full bloom.
Never mind. Let's see, where was I? Oh, yes. Now, look, Don, the next time you make a remark about my age, you better...
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Oh, hello, Dennis. Don, the next time you make a remark about my age...
What's the matter?
Oh, Don's always telling people that I'm a lot older than I am, and I'm sick of it.
Why don't you hit him with your cane?
Dennis, they gave me this cane with my sports suit instead of an extra pair of pants. Anyway, to change the subject, I'm glad you're all here early tonight because we have a very important program to do.
What do you mean, Jackson?
You'll know in a minute, Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, as is our custom at this time of year, and even though it is January 2nd, tonight we are going to present our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenant, or Goodbye 43, Hello 44. I hope you will all enjoy our latest version. Now, once again, I will play the part of the
Hey,
old...
Mr. Benny, every year you do one of these plays, and I don't understand them.
Well, you see, Dennis, these little sketches we do at the close of each year are not so much plays as they are allegorical fantasies. Now, do you understand?
No.
Well, Dennis, an allegorical fantasy is like, well, look, kid, did you see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well?
I didn't understand that either.
Dennis, it's all very simple. Look, my play and Snow White are in the same category, in that they both deal with the abstract and the esoteric rather than with the prosaic.
Prosaic?
Yes, that's it.
What is?
Don't worry, Dennis. Jack doesn't understand it either.
I understand every word I said.
Sure you do, Jackson.
How do you know, Phil?
Because I'm the guy what learned it to him.
Phil, if you really want to help me keep quiet, keep quiet. Now, look, Dennis, an allegorical fantasy
Oh, Jack, what do you want to show off with big words for?
Show off?
If you want to explain something, do it simply and direct.
Don, don't tell me how
When
to
I
talk.
want to tell somebody about grape nuts and grape nuts flakes, I don't go in for verbal calisthenics.
No, Don.
All I say is that grape nuts and grape nuts flakes are two delicious cereals that always taste like more.
But look, kid.
Grape nuts, crisp and crunchy. Grape nuts flakes, tempting, toasty brown flakes.
Don,
Both
look.
have a zesty, malty, rich flavor that's distinctly their own.
I know it's their own.
They're made of
Their own.
sun-ripened wheat and malted barley. And they bring you energy-giving, body-building, whole-grain nourishment.
Yeah, but
the
you see, Dennis...
satisfying, stick-to-your-ribs nourishment that fills you full of well-being.
Yeah.
It helps make your mornings just zip along.
Oh, it zips. I mean, it's simple enough.
And so eat a good breakfast, do a better job. Feature grape nuts or grape nuts flakes. Now, you see what I mean, Jack?
You're absolutely right, Don. Come here, kid. I'm going to explain it to you in simple words like Don did.
Well, you don't have to explain it to me. I thought about it while Mr. Wilson was talking, and I know exactly what you mean.
Good. Now, what is an allegorical fantasy?
A prosaic full of grape nuts flakes.
Well, look, Dennis, I'll explain it to you later. Meanwhile, in our fantasy, you're going to play a double role. The parts of the two most despicable men in the world, Hitler and Tojo.
I'm going to play the parts of Hitler and Tojo?
Yes.
Where's a mirror?
Why?
I'm going to spit right in my faces.
You don't have to, kid. You're only playing the parts. Anyway, you're going to be Hitler and Tojo tonight.
Well, okay, but I'll just hate myself in the morning.
Now, Phil, you're going to be Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam?
Yes. You see, in our sketch, I will play the part of the old year 1943, who has been living in a big rooming house called the United States, run by Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia. Now, Mary, you're going to be Columbia. You have 48 children, one for each state in the Union.
I've got 48 children? Holy smoke.
Well, Mary, it's only an allegorical fantasy.
Well, this is a fine time to tell me.
Mary, I tried to explain it to you. Your children are the 48 states. Each state is a child.
Oh, well, then I better hurry and change California. It's wet again.
Well, don't worry about it now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we set the stage for our play, which will go on immediately after a song. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
What do you want, Rochester?
I've been down to the stores exchanging your Christmas presents for you.
Oh, yes. You didn't have any trouble, did you?
Only at one place. They refused to give you a refund on your Christmas tree.
worth a try anyway.
And say, boss, while I was out for you, I tried to exchange a present my uncle gave me.
Uh-huh.
But the store wouldn't do it just because I tried it out for size.
Well, that was mean of them. What was the gift?
A bottle of gin.
Well, no wonder they wouldn't exchange it. And, Rochester, why don't you try to reform?
Oh, I did, boss. Remember yesterday I made a New Year's resolution not to shoot craps anymore?
Yes, I remember that resolution.
What happened to it?
Rochester, have you been shooting dice again?
It wasn't my fault, boss. Some of my friends came to visit me.
Yes?
It was the first time a group ever came through a door on their knees.
So you got right in the game, huh?
No, I didn't, boss. I tossed a coin. Heads I shoot craps with them, and tails I don't.
Uh-huh. And I suppose it landed head.
No, boss, it landed tails.
Well?
As I bent down to pick up the coin, 2 small cubes fell out of my suit.
Uh-huh.
And to my amazement, Hart, Chapman, and Marsh had thrown a 7.
Well, I'll talk to you about that later. Where are you now, Rochester?
In a phone booth on Central Avenue, and I... Get off my lap, honey. This is a high phone.
Rochester, have you got a girl in the telephone booth with you?
It ain't an allegorical fantasy.
Rochester, I'm surprised.
So am I, boss. She ain't the same one I came in here with.
Well, Rochester, I haven't got time to talk to you anymore now, so I'll see you when I get home. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
There was a phone call from the freight company telling me to come over because your camel had arrived from Egypt.
My camel? That's wonderful. Well, listen, Rochester, don't tell anybody, and I'll spring it on my friends as a surprise.
Well, you better wait till the wind is with you, or the element of surprise will be lost.
Well, don't worry. I'll take care of it. See you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm glad the camel finally got her. I've been waiting long enough. Sing, Dennis.
This will be my shining hour, calm and happy and bright. In my dream, your face will flower through the darkness of the night, like the light of home before me, or an angel watching o'er me. This will be my shining hour till I'm with you again. In my dreams, your face will flower through the darkness of the night, like the light of home before me, or an angel watching o'er me. This will be my shining hour, till I'm with you
That was My Shining Hour, sung by Dennis Day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenant, or Goodbye 43, Hello 44. As the curtain rises, it's almost midnight of December 31st. And old man 1943 is packing his bags and ready to make his exit. Curtain. Music. Oh, Columbia. Columbia. Will you come here a minute, please?
What do you want, 43?
Give me a hand with this packing, will you? I got to get out of here before midnight and make room for the new tenant.
Oh, yes. Little 44 will be here any minute.
Say, where's your husband, Uncle Sam? I'd like to say goodbye to him.
Oh, he's around someplace. Sam's been pretty busy lately.
You said it. All your kids have been pitching in, too.
Here comes one of my relatives, the Navy.
Oh, yes. Hello, Navy.
Hello, old-timer. Hi, Columbia.
Boy, has he grown.
Yep, his tonnage is almost doubled.
He's big, all right. Nice to see him so healthy. By the way, Navy, how's your wife?
Oh, fine. And congratulations are in order.
Really?
Yep, triplets. 3 new battleships.
Well, congratulations, Pappy.
Here's a picture of them.
Well, I'll be doggone. They got their mother's nose and their father's keel. Yes, sir.
Well, so long. See you later, Columbia.
Hey, he needs a big family. He's got 2 bathtubs to fill. Guess I might as well finish packing. Columbia, hand me that bundle of swing music. I'll take that with me.
Here you are.
Thanks. Lay that pistol down, babe. Lay that pistol down. Boy, am I sick of that. Say, Columbia, I got a few minutes yet, so I thought... Well, hello, Eleanor. Glad to see you back. There she goes again. Say, Columbia, I started to tell you I've only got a few minutes, and I thought that maybe before we...
Oh, hello, Sam.
Well, Uncle Sam, where you been?
Oh, what a week. I've really been busy, been sending Christmas presents to my nephews all over the world.
Well, you're working hard, Sam, but you never looked better in your life. And say, what's that button you're wearing on your lapel? I never knew you took sides in politics.
Well, I don't care if it's the Democrats or the Republicans. They're both good.
But that button...
Well, come closer and take a look at it.
Okay. Well, I'll be...
Well, what does it say, old-timer?
Frank Sinatra. Well, Sam, it's good to know that with all that's on your mind, you still find time for a little entertainment.
That's right, and that ain't all. Look down here. Bobby socks.
Sam, you'll never grow old. Hey, Columbia, turn on the radio. I want to hear the World Series. This will be my last chance to hear the big game.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the final game of the World Series between the United Nations All-Stars and the Axis Polecats.
That's it. That's what I want.
Me too. A lot of my boys is playing in that game. For the benefit of you people who tuned in late, this is the last half of the 8th. The Axis had their inning, and the United Nations are now coming up to bat. In the early stages of the game, the Axis did pretty well. They pulled a couple of sneak plays and tried to steal a few bases, but they were stopped by a squeeze play between Timoshenko and Montgomery.
Those boys are sure a couple of big leaguers, all right.
You said it, old-timer.
And now, folks, before we resume our play-by-play description, I would like to remind you that this broadcast comes to you through the courtesy of Freedom Unlimited.
That's a great product.
All right, folks, the United Nations are now at bat. The coaches are George Marshall at third, Hap Arnold at first, and stepping up to the plate is Douglas MacArthur.
Hear that, Sam? He's one of the heaviest hitters we got.
Yep, he's got a darn good batting average, too. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, the battery for the Axis is Tojo pitching and Hitler catching.
And oh, boy, is he catching.
You're not kidding.
And here comes the first pitch. It's a hit! Right between shortstop and third. And MacArthur is safe on first base.
Well, Columbia, we got a man on first.
Yes, sirree.
Incidentally, folks, in the 6th inning, Mussolini got hit on the head with the ball. So now the Axis will have to get another water boy.
Well, he never was much anyway.
All right, folks, MacArthur is on first base, and coming up to bat is Chiang Kai-shek. Bozo is winding up, and here comes the first pitch. Ball one. It's low.
Doggone everything he does is low.
Yeah, he's been throwing some nasty curves, but our boys are getting wise to him. Chiang Kai-shek is standing, grimly determined at the plate. Here comes the second ball. He lays a beautiful bunt down the third base line, which advances MacArthur to second base. God is cheering Chiang Kai-shek's wonderful sacrifice.
I knew Chiang Kai-shek could sacrifice. That's the kind of a fella he is.
Yep, that's what I call great teamwork.
While we're waiting for the next batter to come up, let's have a word from our sponsor, Freedom Unlimited.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you spend restless nights because of a haunting fear that you may lose your rights? Your right to free speech, your right to worship as you please, and your right to live without fear of aggression? If you do, ladies and gentlemen, get yourself some shares of Freedom Unlimited. And you can do that by buying war bonds. Remember, folks, freedom, spelled Freedom.
That fella sure knows what he's talking about.
And now back to the game between the United Nations All-Stars and the Axis Polecats.
Well, folks, the crowd is sure excited. MacArthur's on second base, and coming up to bat is Montgomery. Cheering him for his wonderful work in the field. Sure is a fine player.
That's right, Sam.
The pitcher's winding up, and here comes the ball. Montgomery takes a hard drive to Rommel. Rommel's going back. He's going back. He tries to stop it, but he fumbles.
Rumble fumbles the ball. Hear that, Columbia?
Montgomery pulls up at first base, and MacArthur goes to third. Crowd is going wild.
By golly, I don't blame him. Hey, Sam, that Rommel ain't doing so good, is he?
No, he ain't. He's the best player they got.
That's right.
And now, folks, what's this? Hitler walks out to the pitcher's mound to talk to Tojo. It seems they got their signals crossed, and Hitler's worried.
Was ist los, Schweinhund? Und Knoten verstaut sich eigentlich versehen, keine Minuten verstunden. Oh, so sorry, please. So sorry, please. So sorry, please. So sorry. Versteifen sich Rotenvertechnik. Eine Minuten verstunde Rotenvertechnik. Ach, shut up!
Come on, you started this game, so play ball.
That's telling him, old-timer.
Well, folks, the game's about to continue, but there's a switch in the battery for the Axis. Hitler is now going to pitch.
A lot of good that'll do.
Hitler used to have a pretty good arm.
He ought to. He exercises enough hanging wallpaper.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Hitler is in the pitcher's box, and coming up to bat for the United Nations is Timoshenko.
Timoshenko. He'll knock Hitler out of the box and then put him in one. Wait and see.
And here comes the first pitch. Ball one, very wide.
See that, Sam? Hitler's nervous.
He's winding up again, and here comes the second pitch. Ball two.
Know something, old-timer? I think Hitler's afraid to pitch to him.
Here comes the third pitch. Ball three.
You're right, Sam.
Yep, Hitler doesn't dare take a chance with Timoshenko.
There it is, ball four. Timoshenko walks to first, putting three men on base. Timoshenko on first, Montgomery on second, and MacArthur on third. Crowd is yelling for a home run.
One good hit now put the game in the bag.
What a ball game. What excitement. Bases are loaded for the United Nations, and the Axis team is plenty worried. This is the tensest moment of the game, and the question is, there's a conference being held in the United Nations dugout. Co-managers Roosevelt, Churchill, and Stalin are putting their heads together to decide on the final move, and wait a minute, folks. Wait a minute. They've reached a decision. They're sending Eisenhower to bat.
Yippee!
Yes, sir. That's one of my boys.
One of our boys, Sam.
Oh, boy, I can hardly wait to see what's going to happen.
I'm afraid you won't be able to 1943. Your time is almost up, and you better finish packing.
But I want to hear the end of the game.
Well, I know how you feel, old-timer, but you just haven't got the time.
Okay, turn off the radio. Anyway, I got a pretty good idea how it's going to turn out. Doggone, look at that clock. Just got my duds together in time. That's the first stroke of 12. I wonder what's keeping the new tenant. Little fella should be here by now.
Well, don't worry. He'll show up. He always has.
Say, here's a tip for you, Sam. You worked hard during the time I was here. You did a good job. And I want you to work even harder for the little fella that's coming in.
Don't you worry, old-timer. I'm really rolling now.
Time's a-fleeting, but I can't leave till that little shaver gets here.
That must be him now.
Yep. Come in. Well, it's the little new year. Hello, Sonny.
Hello, old-timer.
What's that you got under your arm?
Some forms I'm going to try awfully hard to get signed this year.
Yeah? What are they?
Well, here's the most important one. It says, how do you pronounce these big words?
Let's see that. Oh, that says unconditional surrender. Well, I hope you get them signed darn soon. Hey, kid, I want you to meet Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia.
Glad to know you folks.
Hello, Sonny.
Hiya, bub. You ought to have a coat on with them diapers. It's pretty chilly tonight.
I was sure cold the first night I got here. Well, son, I'm glad you're a sturdy little fella because there's a big ball game going on, and after it's over, you're going to have plenty to do. With all the pop bottles and peanut shells laying around, you're going to have to clean up the field and put it in order again.
I'll do the best I can, sir.
I know you will.
But tell me, old-timer, how's the game going?
Well, at the start, things didn't look so good. But after a while... Hear that, son?
Yes, sir. What is it?
That's being played for some of Sam's nephews. They were darn good ball players and hard hitters, too, but they were put out early in the game. Wasn't their fault. Pitching was a little too fast for them then, and it wasn't fair either. The man that had my job last year told me that Tojo started pitching before the umpire said play ball. That ain't baseball, son. Not like they play it in America. Well, I got to be moseying along now. Oh, by the way, son, Uncle Sam's got a nephew called Franklin that's been taking mighty good care of him. Ain't he, Sam?
You're darn tootin'.
So keep an eye on him, son. Give him all the help you can.
Franklin, eh? I'll write that down.
And here's some more names for you. There's Winston, Joe, Chung. A whole lot more than Sam will give you. I ain't got time to mention them all right now.
I'll make a note of them. Leave it to me.
One more thing, son. When I came in, there was a name given to me, and I was instructed to pass it on to you. And I want you to pass it on to the next little fella that takes over.
Who is it, sir?
The name is Colin Kelly. He represents all our boys who only got one turn at bat. Remember that, son.
I will.
Well, gotta be leaving now. Goodbye, Sam.
So long, old-timer.
Well, here I go.
So long, 43.
So long, Columbia. Keep 'em flying.
Sponsors of the Jack Benny program, the makers of Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes, send you their very best wishes for 1944. Good night, everyone.
Philco Corporation, world's largest radio manufacturer, presents your Radio Hall of Fame. From the beautiful Earl Carroll Theater Restaurant in Hollywood, today and every Sunday for 1 full hour, the stars made great by your recognition of their achievements are brought to you by Philco Corporation. Makers today of radar and electronic equipment to help win the war. Makers tomorrow of products for good living in a world at peace. Today, your Radio Hall of Fame departs from its usual manner of presentation to bring you as a New Year's surprise something which deserves to be in any Hall of Fame dedicated to entertainment. That great American operetta, first presented in 1927 on Broadway by Flo Ziegfeld. Showboat, with music by Jerome Kern, book and lyrics by Oscar Hammerstein II, and founded on the book of the same name by Edna Ferber. Our cast is worthy of the vehicle. Katherine Grayson as Magnolia Hawks, Alan Jones as Gaylord Ravenel, Helen Forrest as Julie, Elvia Allman as Parthy, Ernie Whitman as Joe, and the man who created the role of Captain Andy Hawks in the original production of Showboat, appearing today in the double role of Captain Andy and the narrator of this presentation, Charles Winninger.
This is the story of a river and people who live on that river, the Mississippi River. And it's kind of a human river, too. It's got kind of human emotion. Sometimes it's peaceful, sometimes it swells nigh on to bustin'. It's changeable like a human. But humans die and the Mississippi keeps rolling along and never dies. And this is the story of people who live and work on the showboat. People who love and hate on a showboat. It begins and ends on a showboat. Oh, it's a good story, folks. So listen. It's in the 1890s on the levee in Natchez, Mississippi. In the distance is heard the nasal voice of the Calliope, heralding the approach of that floating palace of entertainment, the Cotton Blossom Showboat. The townspeople greet her with a song of welcome, and as the showboat docks on the top deck, attired in his uniform appears the maestro himself, the impresario of the Cotton Blossom Showboat, whose name and fame are known the length and breadth of the Mississippi, Captain Andy Hawks. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your kind reception. And now, I want you to meet some of the greatest artists that ever played the river towns. Miss Ella Mae Chipley, the toast of Cairo, Illinois. And next, I want you to meet Mr. Frank Schultz. Yes, sir, Mr. Schultz is the villain in our play. But off the stage, he's as meek as a lamb, and he wouldn't hurt a fly, and he's stuck on Ellie.
Henry Hope, you have to hold Ellie's hand all day.
All right, Potty, all right. Yes, sir, that's the way we are, folks, just one big happy family. And I'm their father. And Poppy here, Poppy's their mother. How about that, Poppy?
Oh, you make me tired.
That's the way we are, folks, just one big happy family. And now, I want you to meet the little sweetheart of the South, Miss Julia Laverne, our leading lady.
Hello, everyone.
You all know her. You all love her, so what more can I say? And over here we have another famous ornament of the stage, Mr. Stephen Baker, the handsomest leading man in the Middle West. Take a bow, Steve. And, folks, I want to tell you a secret. Julie and Steve play sweethearts on the stage, but in private life, they're man and wife, and you've never seen them act so real a romance as these people can act. So here we are, folks, just one big happy family. And don't forget the bill tonight, folks, Tempest and Sunshine, that beautiful drama of tears and laughter. Why,
Tell them much more, they won't have to see the show.
Oh, that's what I said, folks, just one big happy family. Don't forget the concert after the big show. Bring the children. Come one, come all. Look what we got. How could we fail? You never seen a show like this before. We'll try and make your evening bright, and if you come around tonight, tomorrow night you'll come around for more.
Andy Hawks, I tell you, I once had it. I once had a daughter mixing in with riff-raff show people.
Now, Posse, listen.
I won't. I'm sick and tired of this life anyway. It's about time we settled down somewhere and gave Magnolia the bringing up she's entitled to.
Oh, Magnolia's all right. She's getting along fine.
I suppose you think taking piano lessons from that Julie Laverne is all the education she needs. Well, I won't have it. What's more, there's something funny about that Julie Laverne, and I don't want her speaking to Magnolia at all.
Oh, now, Potty, Julie is the best leading lady on the river, so don't go starting any trouble.
I'd expect that from you. You think more of your Showboat troupe than you do of your own daughter's upbringing. I'll have more to say to you later, Andy.
Oh, you will you? Well, maybe I'll have something to say to you, too. And as far as that goes, I'd just soon have Magnolia be friends with Julie as any other girl I know. Yes, Julie. You heard me. That's telling her.
What's that?
Oh, no, nothing.
Oh, that's the loudest nothing I've ever heard.
Just one big happy family. Ah!
Back in town, Ravenel?
Yeah, for a short stay, Sheriff. Say, what's that dock here? Showboat?
You can read, Ravenel. Cotton Blossom Showboat, Captain Andy Hawk's proprietor. You can't stay more than 24 hours, you know.
There won't be any trouble, Sheriff.
You killed a man here over a year ago in a card game.
It was self-defense.
That's what you proved, but we don't want you here in Natchez.
Well, what if I don't leave?
I reckon it'd be terrible to have to lock you up. All the pretty gals on the riverfront that'd be crying their eyes out. Where you aim to go from here?
Who cares where I go?
Nobody, as long as it's out of town. Bye, Ravenel. Can't say I didn't warn you.
Who cares if my boat goes upstream? Or if the gale bids me go with the river's flow? I drift along with my fancy. Sometimes I thank my lucky stars my heart is free. And other times I wonder where's the mate for me.
Oh, hello.
Oh, how do you do? You'll pardon me being a little surprised, ma'am. I didn't see you on the deck up there.
Do you live here in Natchez?
No, I don't. My name is Gaylord Ravenel. I'm just a wayfarer along the river.
Oh, well, I'm Magnolia Hawk. Which way are you going?
Either way. Where are you going?
Oh, anywhere Papa gives shows.
Oh. Are you one of the players?
You mean an actress? Oh, no, but I'd give anything in the world if I could be.
Why?
Well, because you can make believe so many different things that never happen in real life.
Oh, but wonderful things do happen. Only a few minutes ago, I was standing right there down in the levee, feeling sorry for myself. And now, I'm here with you.
I think I'd better go.
But why?
Well, you see, you're talking to me, and I don't know you.
Does that really matter so much?
Well, not to me.
Well, do you like to make believe things? Why can't we make believe we know each other?
Oh, yes. And we haven't seen each other for 75 years, and you're my long-lost nephew. There's a scene like that in a play called The Village Drunkard.
No, 75 years is too long. Besides, I don't like the idea of being your nephew. Let's imagine we've just met, huh?
But we really have.
All right. Let's make believe that we've fallen in love at first sight.
Only make believe I love you. Only make believe that you love me. Others find peace of mind in pretending. Couldn't you, couldn't I, couldn't we make believe our lips are blended in a phantom kiss or two or three? Might as well make believe I love you. Oh, tell the truth, I do. Your pardon, I pray, was too much to say. The words that betray my heart.
We only pretend you do not offend in playing on our part. The game of just supposing is the sweetest game I know. Our dreams are more romantic than the world we see.
And if the things we dream about don't happen to be so, that's just an unimportant technicality.
We could make believe I love you, only make believe that you love me.
Oh, there's fine peace of mind in pretending. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't I? Wouldn't we make believe our lips are blending in a phantom kiss or two or three? Might as well make believe I love you.
Miss Magnolia, your pappy wants to speak to you.
Oh, Joe, did you see that young man I was just talking to?
Yes, Miss Magnolia, I saw him. See, the lot looked like him on the river long before I was a handyman on this here showboat.
Oh, Joe, he's such a gentleman. Have you seen Miss Julia? I've got to tell her. I've got to ask her what she thinks.
Better ask old man River what he thinks. He knows all about them gamblers like him. He knows all about everything. There's an old man on the Mississippi. There's the old man that I'd like to be. What does he care if the world's got troubles? What does he care if the land ain't free? Old man River, that old man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling. He keeps on rolling along. He don't plant potatoes, he don't plant cotton, but them that plants it is soon forgotten. But old man River just keeps rolling along. You and me, we swear and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale, get a little drunk, and you land in jail. It's weary, I'm sick of trying, I'm tired of living and the fear of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along.
the Mississippi. Darkies all work while the white folks play.
Pulling those boats from the dawn till sunset. Keep no rest till the judgment day.
Don't look up and don't look down. You don't just make that big boat drown. Bend your knees and bow your head and pull that rope until
Let me go away from the Mississippi. Let me go away from the white man cause
Juliet stream for the river Jordan. That's the old stream that I long and lift that veil. We get a little drunk and we land in jail. I get weary, I'm sick of trying, I'm tired of living and still of dying. But old man River, he
Julie, I've just got to tell you something.
Nola, get out of my cabin. You know what your ma said. She don't want you talking to me.
Oh, Julie, please, this is important. Julie, I think I'm in love.
What?
I was standing on the top deck and, well, I just looked down and there he was. Oh, Julie, he looked so different from anybody else and so beautiful.
Oh, you poor little lamb.
He said he'd like to see me again, and, well, do you think he meant it?
Well, I don't know, child. And I don't know as I like you to go falling in love with some man that nobody ever heard of. Suppose he turned out to be just a no-account river fella.
Well, if I found out he was no account, I'd just stop loving him.
Oh, no, you couldn't. Once a girl starts to love a man, oh, she don't stop so easy.
Couldn't you stop loving Steve if he treated you mean?
No, honey, no matter what he did. You see, child, love's a funny thing. There's no sense to it. That's why you got to be careful when it comes creeping up to you. Oh, listen, sister, I love my Mr. Man, and I can't tell you why. There ain't no reason why I should love that man. It must be something that the angels done planned. Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. I gotta love one man till I die.
That's a wonderful song.
Oh, Julie, Pat wants you on stage for rehearsal. Come on, honey.
All right, Steve, we're coming.
All right, now, folks, let's get on with the rehearsal now. Julie, now you're downstage over there, and we'll take the part where your sister just went out. And so and so and so and so and so and so. Long speech ending with, remember, dear, I am your sister, and if any harm should ever come to you, I'll never forgive myself. Now, that's your cue. You got your part?
I know it. I wonder what can be keeping Parson Brown.
Yeah. Now, this is a sad scene, Noli. Play something sad.
Captain Andy.
Huh?
Steve, Julie.
What's the matter? What's the matter with you, Frank? Can't you see we're rehearsing?
I know, but listen, Captain Andy. The sheriff ain't going to let us open tonight.
I knew there was going to be trouble.
Oh, shut up, Arthur. Shut up. Frank, what are you talking about?
I just heard him say so. He's on his way here now. It's something about Julie.
I knew it.
What about Julie? Steve.
It's all right, Julie, darling. Don't worry.
What are we going to do?
What do you mean walking in here without knocking?
No, I'll handle this party. I'll handle it. What do you want? Who's Captain Hawks? I'm Captain Andy Hawks right here.
Captain Hawks, do you acknowledge to being the owner of this showboat?
Well, of course I do. What do you want?
Well, I got an unpleasant duty, Captain. You've got an actress on board who's in this country illegally.
How's that?
A woman, real name Julia Dozier. Got the papers right here.
Julie.
I'm Steve Baker. This woman is my wife.
My information says she was born in the West Indies. It also says she'd been in jail there. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
You'd better come along with me.
But what's going to happen to her?
We'll let the immigration authorities take care of her, and they'll probably ship her back where she belongs.
All right. And you can send me along, too.
No, Steve,
It's
no.
all right, darling. We'll be together. Get your things.
And hurry up about it.
Oh, Papa, don't let him take her.
Nola, where are you going?
I want to see Julie.
You come back here this instant. No daughter of mine is going to talk to that...
Let me go, Mother. I'm going to talk to Julie.
No. Well, Hawks, you see what your showboat has done to your daughter.
I think the showboat has made a blame fine girl out of my daughter.
Huh.
Things we got to worry about is how are we going to give a show tomorrow night without Steve.
You're just as bad off for a leading woman.
Well, you know something? I was thinking about letting Noli jump in. She knows all the parts.
Over my dead body. There never was an actress in my family, and there ain't gonna be.
Well, I just meant to put her in temporary. She don't know much about acting, but she's got a smile worth $1 million.
Well, Captain Andy, what are we going to do? We got a show tonight.
Well, I don't know whether we have or not, Frank. Say, do you know of an actor we can pick up to jump in the lead?
Well, there's a fellow I met in town. Seems he's got to leave tonight and there ain't no boats. He asked me if we took passengers.
Of course we don't take passengers.
So I brought him along. He's waiting outside us. Well-looking fellow.
Well, bring him in here.
All right, mister, come on in.
Good evening.
This is Captain Andy Hawks. Mr.
Ravenel is my name. Gaylord Ravenel of the Tennessee Ravenols.
Yeah.
I thought, sir, if I could have a bed on your boat tonight, I could pay my fare tomorrow at Fort Adams. You see, I expect remittance.
A remittance, huh?
Have you ever acted, young fella?
Acted?
Yeah, acted on the stage. Been an actor. I'm looking for a juvenile leading man. $15 a week. Chance to see the world. No responsibility.
Am I to understand, sir, that you are offering me the position of juvenile lead?
That's what he means, young man. We don't like to pick up actors off the halls, but we can't be choosy just now.
Madam, your courtesy is only exceeded by your charm.
He got you that time, Parthy.
You keep quiet.
Mother, I'm sorry I acted the way I did.
Oh.
Good evening.
Oh, come here, Noli, come here. We're going to need you. You're going to be the leading woman tonight, and Mr. Ravenel here is going to be our leading man.
You mean Mr. Ravenel?
That's right. Come on. We haven't got much time. Here's your part.
Here, come on. Here we are. Now, here. You take this, Mr. Ravenel, and I'd like to hear how you handle dialogue, will you? Now, you see, the idea of this character is you're in love with her. Now, come on. Just give me a sample, will you?
Miss Lucy, will you be mine?
Oh, no. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. More feeling. More as if you loved her. Go on.
Miss Lucy, will you be mine?
That's it. Now go on, kiss her. Parthy, look.
That isn't in the play.
No, but it's acting. It's darn fine acting. But it wasn't acting. When Gay Ravenel had seen Magnolia on the deck of the showboat resting on the bosom of Old Man River, and she'd seen him on the dock, something had clicked. They say that love at first sight seldom happens. This was one of those seldoms. And now that he was in the showboat cast, and they were thrown together so much, as the weeks passed, everybody could see how they felt. And Potty didn't like it one bit. She kept telling Andy she didn't like it one bit. And one evening she told him.
Andy Hawks, I want to talk to you.
Jimmy Nettie, what is it now?
It's about that Ravenel party. He keeps looking at Nola.
He'd be a fool if he didn't.
Andy Hawks, you mean to tell me you'd allow your daughter to marry a tramp you picked off the levee and hadn't a shirt to his back when you found him?
Jimmy Nettie, woman, can't a man look at a gal without having to marry her?
Just the same, I have my suspicions about that man, and I'm going to find out about him. You watch, that's what I say.
Forget it.
Forget it?
Yes, forget it. And when I say forget it, forget it. Yes, Old Man River is a kind of human river. It's got kind of human emotions. And tonight it seems in a soft, a pleasant, a romantic mood, with the moonlight shining on it, and on the upper deck of the Cotton Blossom showboat, near to the water barrel, is Ravenel. And he's waiting. He's waiting.
Is that you, Nolan?
Hello, Gay. I can't stay long. I told Mother I'd fill her pitcher and she'll be waiting.
Lola, we haven't much time. Now listen. I want to marry you. And Natchez tomorrow.
But, Mother...
She's going to be in Fayette all morning. She told me so herself. Oh, there's a lovely little church in Natchez.
But, Gay, Father, what will he say?
Oh, he'll not oppose us. As a matter of fact, he gave me the idea.
What?
Of getting married when your mother was away. He knows how I feel. How much I love you. Oh, Nola, please tell your world. No, I love you.
You are loved here in my arms where you belong, and here you will stay. I'll not let you away. I want day after day with you. Gentlemen, according to the announcement you read in the post office, you're all invited this morning to the wedding of my daughter, Miss Magnolia Hawks, to her leading man, the Honorable Gaylord Ravenel. Seeing as how you all take so much interest in showboat folks, I thought you'd like to see the happy couple playing their romance off the stage. The bride and groom will be out in a minute. Here they are now, the best-looking couple ever to be married in the fair city of Natchez. Into the carriage with you, Nola, into the carriage. And then we'll all march down to the church.
Stop! Don't let Nola go with him. I found out this morning he's a murderer.
Who's a murderer?
That Ravenel. He killed a man.
Ravenel? Jumping Jehoshaphat. When?
Last year. Ask the sheriff.
Sheriff, is this true?
Well, it was a case of self-defense.
Then he proved he had a right to kill.
Are you going to let your daughter ride off with a murderer?
Murderer be hanged. I killed a man when I was 19.
You killed?
Yes, I did. Are you coming with us or ain't you?
Where are you going?
To the church. They're going to be married.
Married to a murderer? Oh!
She's fainted. Captain Andy, she's fainted.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Good. Then we'll go on with the wedding.
You have just heard the first act of Showboat, which Philco is bringing to you on your Radio Hall of Fame, with a cast which includes Charles Winninger as Captain Andy, Katherine Grayson, one of the stars of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's Technicolor picture Anchors Aweigh as Magnolia, Alan Jones as Ravenel, Helen Forrest as Julie, Elvia Ullman as Parthy, and Ernie Whitman as Joe. Showboat is a saga of America's picturesque past. And it is upon the story of the past that we build our hopes for the future. So with Philco. Philco dealers and distributors everywhere are dreaming today of the greater Philco of tomorrow, built upon yesterday's unbroken record of leadership. Out of the laboratories which are today devoted to the electronic weapons of victory, finer Philco radios and phonographs are coming. They will be the legacy of war research, born of new ideas and new skills. They will bring you greater glories from broadcast and recorded music in fidelity and purity of tone. And they will be products of the leader in radio research, in quality, and in value. Your Radio Hall of Fame will continue after station identification. This is the Blue Network. Now, Charles Winninger, who doubles in the roles of your narrator and Captain Andy Hawks, again takes over.
The years roll along, and so does Old Man River. That kind of human river that sometimes sparkles like with joy and sometimes looks sort of miserable. Just like Magnolia and Ravenel, who have left the Showboat, who are living in big cities, who can never tell what tomorrow may bring. Because Ravenel makes his living gambling, and the turn of a card determines whether they're living high or living poor. They might buy one of them newfangled contraptions, an automobile, 1 week, and have to sell it the next so they can eat. They and their little girl, Kim. They can never tell.
Nola.
What's the matter, Gay?
Nothing's the matter. We're just moving to a better place, that's all.
Oh, but Gay, this is beautiful.
Nola, this is nothing. Wait until you see the new hotel we're moving to. Come on, bundle up, Kim, and let's go.
All right, darling.
Happy, darling?
Oh, Gay, I'm so happy.
I'm walking on the edge, our life is fading.
Improbable and unreal world. Finding you has given me my ideal world.
Why do I love you? Why do you love me?
Why should there be two? Can you see the should be the one you care for.
You're a lucky boy. I am lucky too. All our dreams of joy seem to come true.
Maybe that's because you love me. Maybe that's why I
And then a few years later, with Kim being educated in a convent, 'cause the best was none too good for Gaylord Ravenel's daughter, and with 12 weeks' rent owing on a drab room in a drab boarding house in Chicago of the early 1900s, Noli returns to find a note.
Dearest, by the time this letter reaches you, I shall be on a train, bound for who knows where. There's nothing left to pawn and no more friends to borrow from. I am enclosing $400. This will let Kim finish her term at the convent. Then you can both go home to your parents. I'm just no good for you, Nola. I'm doing this because I think it's right and because I love you. I think you'll be better off without me. Please believe that I will always love you, my darling. Goodbye. Your own Kay.
There's your little girl, Mr. Ravenel. She's coming now.
Thank you, sister. May I speak to her alone, please?
Of course you may.
Daddy! Daddy!
Hello, Kim.
Oh, Daddy, where's Mommy?
Oh, Mommy couldn't come today. Now listen, dear. Daddy's in a great hurry. He must catch a train.
Where are you going?
Oh, away for a little while on business. I just had a few minutes to rush in and see you.
Can't I go with you?
No, dear. Not on this trip. But while I'm gone, I want you to think of me once in a while. Will you?
Yes. I think of you all the time, Daddy. And when I miss you, I always do what you told me.
What was that?
I just make believe.
Oh, yes, dear, that's right. That's a system for having everything you want.
That you are with me. Girls and boys find it fun just pretending. Couldn't you? Couldn't we? Couldn't.
And if I'm a little late coming back, you just remember and pretend I've never gone away. Will you, sweetheart?
Best of all, make believe I love you. For to tell the truth.
Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye, Daddy.
And Kim, will you do something for me? Tell Mother I came to see you.
Skies are gray over Old Man River, and Old Man River looks dark and gloomy. Maybe he feels like Nola does, but then you can never tell what will happen with Old Man River or with life itself. 'Cause Noli meets Julie, Her that used to be Julie of the Cotton Blossom Showboat, who's now Julie Wendell. That's her stage name. And she's a singer in the Trocadero, a big cafe in Chicago. And she thinks maybe she can get Noli a job she badly needs. A job singing at the Trocadero.
Ready, Julie? You're next. I want to hear that new song. You got it all set?
Leave me alone, Jim. I ain't feeling so good. Before you know it, I'll be off on a tear and the devil with your show.
Oh, you ain't feeling so good, and you'll be off on a tear. Well, get this straight, sister. Just because that big blonde bum of a husband of yours left you is no reason to ruin this show.
You leave Steve out of this.
You go on a tear and you'll not get back in this place again.
Oh, all right. I ain't no mood to listen to long speeches. I'll put this song over. All right, Jake. I'm ready when you are. I used to dream that I would discover the perfect lover someday. I knew I'd recognize him if ever he came round my way. I always used to fancy then he'd be one of the godlike kind of with a giant brain and a noble head, like the heroes bold in the books I read. But along came Phil. He's not the type at all. You'd meet him on the street and never notice him. His form and face, his manly grace is not the kind that you would find in a statue. Oh, I can't explain. It's surely not his grace that makes me because he's, I don't know, because he's
Oh, that's fine, Julie, fine. That number will go great in the New Year's Eve crowd tomorrow night.
Thanks, Jim. Now, will you do me a favor? I want you to listen to a friend of mine, Magnolia Ravenel.
Yeah?
She's a great performer. Come here, Nola.
Well, Miss Ravenel, what do you do?
Well, I'm a singer.
Well, I can't use a singer.
But she's a great singer. She's a star of the Cotton Blossom Showboat.
What does a star of a showboat mean in Chicago? Besides, this show only can use one singer, Julie, and we've got you.
You had me. I quit.
What?
And if you'll take my advice, you'll hire Magnolia Ravenel. Goodbye.
Yes, that was Julie sacrificing her own job so she could help Noli. The Noli she'd always thought of as a little sister. So Noli was hired on trial the day before New Year's Eve. The day before Andy and Party, who, knowing nothing of what had happened, arrived in Chicago to pay the Ravenels a surprise visit at the last address from which Noli had written, the Swank Sherman House.
Nice New Year's Eve, I must say. You and your surprises.
Yeah.
They ain't here. Nobody knows where they went. Well, Hawks, what have you got to say?
Will you listen?
No, I won't.
No, I thought you want.
What are you going to do, stand here in the lobby all night? Get the key. I'm going to my room. I'm all tuckered out.
Oh, Party, this is New Year's Eve. Come on, let's go out. I bet Noli and Gay are celebrating at some restaurant. Come on, let's try and find him.
Oh, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Get the key. What's the matter? Are you deep?
How are you?
Stop looking at those girls. Huh? A man of your age. Every time you see a pretty girl, you forget you're married.
You're wrong, Party. That's the time I remember I married. Oh, come on. Here's your key. Go on upstairs and go to sleep, and I'll look around for the children. I got a feeling I'll bump into them someplace.
Folks, it's 8 o'clock. You'll be back here by 9, or I'll be coming after you.
Well, you won't find me. Big restaurant this Frocadera is.
Captain Andy Horn.
Well, Frank Schultz. Up! Bidouille! Well, what are you doing here, Frank?
Oh, we're doing a comedy train here at the Trocadero, me and Ellie. Say, what are you doing here, Captain Andy?
Oh, I just dropped in. Party and me come up to surprise Noli and Gay. But they ain't stopping at the Sherman House no more.
No, they ain't.
Anyway, I left Party at the hotel at 8 o'clock, and ever since 10 o'clock, I've been trying to think of an excuse for not being back by 9.
Listen, Captain Andy.
Huh?
Nola's here.
Where?
She's acting.
Acting? What do you mean, acting? Gay wouldn't let her.
Gay is gone.
Gone?
Yep. He went broke and quit. I'm telling you this because Nola's opening here tonight, and we want everything to go smooth. Gee, it'll be something terrible if she doesn't make a hit.
What do you mean, don't make a hit? My Noli will stand this crowd on their ears. Didn't she always do it? Didn't they always love her on the river? My daughter is singing here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to announce that our regular prima donna, Miss Julia Wendell, is indisposed and cannot appear here tonight. But we are fortunate, however, in obtaining the services of Miss Magnolia Ravenel.
Magnolia Ravenel? Who's she?
I'll show you who she is, you big... All right, now, quiet, everybody. Give her a chance.
A little maiden climbed an old man's knee, begged for a story to humble plea.
Quiet.
I'm single, I live alone.
Quiet! Noli! Noli, smile, Noli! Noli, I'm...
Listen to the story. I'll tell you all. I believe her faith.
That's it, Noli.
Smile,
Noli. No.
After the ball is over, after the break of dawn, after the dancers leaving, after the stars are gone, many a heart is aching. If you could read them all, many the hope that had vanished.
Life rolls along. More than 30 years have passed. Nola Ravenel became one of the biggest stars of the day, a musical comedy star, then retired. And her daughter Kim is following in her mother's footsteps. Kim is a star. And there's a new cotton blossom showboat, bigger and better than ever. And Captain Andy's still the master of it. And Kim has come back to visit her grandpa and to entertain a showboat audience at Natchez. And sitting on the deck of the showboat is Captain Andy and, yes, Gaylord Ravenel. His clothes are shabby, but not his spirit. The prodigal gambler has returned.
Captain Andy?
Huh?
I never thought this would happen.
Oh, gosh, Gay, it seems like fate, my bumping into you up at Fort Adams yesterday.
Yes, I guess it was.
I still don't know why you kept away from Nolly all these years.
Well, at first I thought she'd get along better without me. Then when I thought I couldn't stand not going back to her, it became a success. A big success. And I? Well, you see what I am. I had too much pride to go back then.
I understand.
Yeah, I thought I'd gotten her out of my system. Then when I met you yesterday and you told me about Kim singing on the Showboat and invited me to hear her, well, I realized I was only fooling myself. I'd always loved Nola.
You know, Gay, Nola is coming here tonight.
She is? Oh, but Captain, you only found it by accident. Won't it be better if I just drop out of sight again? Nola's life is happy and complete.
Oh, sit down, Gay. Here's Nola now.
Hello, Father. Has the concert started yet? I'm sorry, but... Gay, darling.
Nola.
Yes, Gay and Nola again. It seems like old times. Oh, come on inside, you two. I hope we haven't missed hearing Kim sing. Come on. I got a box just for the family. Jim and Nettie, won't Potty be surprised?
And
Well, come on. We better be going.
Captain Andy,
Huh?
you always jump when she calls. What she got?
She's got a mean disposition. Come on.
Well, it's about time you got here, Andy Hawk. And Nola, Kim just finished singing. Oh, you. Why have you come back?
Madam, your courtesy is only exceeded by your charm.
Thank you. It's really been more pleasure to come back here and sing on Captain Andy's Showboat than to open in a Broadway show. And now I see another Ravenel is here in that box over there. A great star who's retired. My mother, Magnolia Ravenel, and I'm going to ask her to sing for you.
Thank you, and thank you. There's still another Ravenel in the house. Some of you will remember him when he used to sing and act with me on this very cotton blossom showboat. And I'm going to ask him to sing with me once again.
And so we draw the final curtain on our New Year's Eve performance of Showboat. May the coming year bring victory for our cause and the dawn of a brighter day for free men in a world of peace. And may the time draw nearer when the Philco laboratories can turn from the tasks of war and devote themselves again to your comfort, convenience, and entertainment. When you can look to the Philco name, famous for quality the world over, to bring you the newest achievements of modern science in radio, television, refrigeration, and air conditioning. In the cast today were Katherine Grayson, who appeared as Magnolia through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, Alan Jones, soon to be seen in the Universal picture Have a Heart, appeared as Ravenel. Helen Forrest, who played Julie, can be heard each Tuesday night on the Dick Hames Autolite program over another network. And Charles Winninger, currently appearing in the 20th Century Fox picture Sunday Dinner for a Soldier, was your narrator and played Captain Andy Hawks. Charlie, I wonder if there's anything that you'd care to convey to our listeners today before you leave the Radio Hall of Fame.
Yes, just one thing, Jimmy.
And what's that, Charlie?
Up! Happy New Year!
Next week, your Radio Hall of Fame presents Betty Hutton, Dick Hames, Jack Haley, and others. So be with us next week, won't you? When once again we will usher you into your Radio Hall of Fame, which today came to you from the Earl Carroll Theater Restaurant in Hollywood. Showboat was adapted for the Radio Hall of Fame by Mort Lewis and was produced by Tom McKnight.
This is the Blue Network.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. The Kraft Cheese Company, makers of Parquet margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products, presents Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve. Kraft brings you The Great Gildersleeve every week at this time, written by John Wheaton and Sam Moore, with music by Claude Sweeten. We'll hear from the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. Now, more than ever, America needs us strong. Even tougher jobs lie ahead in 1945, so it's not too late to make good family nutrition your special New Year's resolution. And to help your hard-working family replace some of that vital energy they use up daily, one of the best foods you can serve is delicious Parquet margarine. This nutritious spread for America's bread is a top-notch energy food, and Kraft makes Parquet an even more valuable food by adding 9,000 units of vitamin A to every single pound. And there's still another way Parquet margarine aids good family nutrition. Parquet's fresh, delicate flavor makes other wholesome foods taste better, makes you want to eat and enjoy your full share of bread, rolls, and cooked vegetables. So make Parquet a regular part of your family's daily diet. Buy delicious, nourishing Parquet. P-A-R-K-A-Y. Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Now let's join our friend the Great Gildersleeve as he winds up the year 1944. It's the day before New Year's in Summerfield, and Gildersleeve, after considerable pressure from Leroy and with considerable reluctance on his own part, finds himself at last on skates. That is, he stands nervously on his old rockers at the edge of Tolly's Pond, while Leroy and Marjorie cut fancy figures on their new Christmas tubulars.
Hey, look out, Leroy! Oh!
Don't worry, I'll never hit you. Hey, Mark, I'll race you down the end of the pond and back. No, I think it's mean to leave Unky here all alone.
Don't mind me, my dear. Just have your fun.
Oh, come on, Uncle Mort, skate with me a little. You can hold my arm.
I don't like the looks of this pond.
It's a good pond. Safe, too, Uncle.
I don't know.
Come on, let's try it. I'll take one arm and Leroy can hold the other.
I want Leroy to keep away from me. I better try it alone first.
You're doing fine, Unc.
That's not as bad as I thought.
Why, you're wonderful, Unky.
I used to be quite a skater in my younger days.
Did you play hockey?
No.
Why not?
It hadn't been invented. By George, this is fun. Come on, Marjorie. I'll race you down to the end of the pond.
Okay. Wait a minute. I got a better idea. Let's play I Got It.
You've got what?
I got it. It's a game like tag, only everyone chases the one that's got it.
Well, who's got it?
I have.
Well, you won't have it long.
Chase him over here, Uncle Mort. Now I'll get him.
No, sir. I'm going to catch him myself.
Oh, yeah?
Why, you... Oh! No, I'm all right.
At least I think so.
Well, I still got it.
You can have it, my boy.
Unky, where are you going?
I'm going to find something nice and soft and sit on it.
You got it.
You almost finished, Floyd?
Pretty near, Commissioner. You getting fidgety?
No, my back's a little sore. Hurts when I move.
Sit still, then.
Hurts when I sit still too long.
Well, won't be long now, as the monkey said when his tail got caught in a lawnmower. You gonna make a little whoopee tonight, Commissioner?
No.
No whoopee?
No. Judge Hooker hooked me into an evening at the Lawyers Club. You can just imagine the kind of whoopee goes on there.
How'd you happen to get sucked into that, anyway? Last I heard, the judge was going to handle that suit against you for that senorita.
Well, he said she had no case. In fact, he was so friendly about it that I thought I ought to spend New Year's Eve with him.
Oh, one of them things. Well, you should squawk. We got to spend the evening with the wife's folks.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, they're pretty strict. Father ain't a bad guy. Probably like to sneak out with me if he got a chance. But her mother...
Oh? What's the matter with her?
Used to have money. Claims she did, anyway. To hear her tell it, she was practically an heiress, and the old man come along and married her when she wasn't looking.
Oh.
If you ask me, he's the one wasn't looking. Yes, sir, she's...
Ow!
What's the matter? Did I nip you?
Why don't you sharpen your scissors, Floyd?
I hone these scissors every day. Must have run into a tough hair.
All my hairs are identical. Just watch it.
I'll watch it. But as I was saying, the old lady claims she used to have money, so she always acts like everybody else was some kind of a bum from across the tracks. But if she was an heiress, her old man must have been a burglar, because her table manners never come from Park Avenue. Uses a knife and fork like a bulldozer.
Aren't you almost through, Floyd?
I guess so. Well, here comes another customer. Hi, Judge.
Happy New Year, Floyd. Well, Gildy, making yourself pretty, I see.
Just a haircut, Judge. Start the new year with a clean slate.
I hear you and Mr. Gildersleeve are going on a tear tonight, Judge. That right?
Mr. Gildersleeve is to be my guest at the Lawyers Club. We have an annual entertainment.
I hear it's pretty wild, though. Women climbing out of pies and all that.
Now, take it easy, Floyd.
There'll be nothing like that on the evening's agenda.
Agenda? Is there going to be an agenda?
I was being humorous, Gildy.
Oh.
The program will consist principally of our annual mock trial.
Trial, huh? Who's the prisoner?
The year 1944 will be on trial for its life. I play the part of Father Time, and Judge Hofstadter is the prosecutor. Last year, he gave a summation of 1943. It was about as brilliant a piece of history as you ever heard.
History?
You'll enjoy it, Gildy. Some of the side remarks are very funny, too.
Well, it sounds great, Judge, but...
I never forget last year when Walter Irving, a counsel for the defendant, told the court that 1943 would go down in history as the year of sulfanilamide and penicillin. Hofstadter objected on the grounds this statement was drugged in. Was much funnier if you could have seen Hofstadter's face when he said it.
Yeah, look, Horace, this all sounds like a lot of good fun, but I don't know whether I'm going to be able to make it tonight.
Can't make it? Why, Gildy, I've arranged for you to be on the jury.
Oh, wonderful, Horace. I appreciate it, too, but, the fact is, I don't feel very good.
Oh, poppycock. Never saw you looking better.
No, I mean it, Judge. I'm afraid maybe I've got a little touch of sacroiliac.
Sacroiliac? Mm-hmm. I know just what to do for it. Had it all my life. I've got a special prescription Peavy makes up for me.
Oh, but this is different, Horace.
Oh, different, my eye. Come on, now. Peavy will fix you up as good as new, and you'll get in on all the fun tonight.
Oh,
come on.
All right. Don't push me, Judge. Here, Floyd. Happy New Year.
Thanks.
Have a good time tonight.
Same to you, Commissioner.
Brings you here?
Judge Hooker brings me here, Peavy. He claims you got a magic remedy for sacroiliac.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
You know, Peavy, the stuff you gave me that time I had the accident at the carnival?
Oh, yes, that might alleviate it. I've got a bottle of it right here.
What was your accident at the carnival, Judge?
I fell off the merry-go-round.
Serves you right, you old goat.
Well, there it is, Mr. Gildersleeve. I make this up myself from a formula I picked up some years ago. Several of my customers have had very happy experiences with it.
Oh? You drink it or rub it on the place?
Oh, you rub it on. What's the nature of the injury?
Well, I was skating and I fell on the ice.
For that area, you'll need the larger bottle.
Now, see here, Peavy. You too, Hooker. This is no matter. I'm a sick man.
You just rub this on and lie quiet for a couple of days.
That's right. Lie quiet, Judge. That's the very thing.
That's ridiculous. I never had to lie quiet.
Yeah, and you never got cured. I'm not taking any chances.
Now, you're just trying to get out of going to the lawyers' club.
Why, Horace, how can you think that?
All right. If you don't want to come, don't come. Goodbye.
Goodbye yourself. Peavy, I'm sorry I had to start a row in here, but I couldn't just see myself spending New Year's Eve with a bunch of lawyers. What are you doing tonight, Peavy?
Well, same as every year. Go to bed at 10 o'clock, and if the whistles wake us up at 12, we say Happy New Year.
Yeah, by George, that's the sensible way to do it. The whole idea of sitting up till all hours is silly.
Oh, it's all right if you feel like it, I guess.
No, Peavy, it's just silly. Sensible way is to get a good night's sleep and get a flying start on the new year. Jump into 1945 with both feet and start punching.
Yeah, I always clean out the cellar New Year's Day.
Well, I don't say I'll go as far as that, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mrs. Ransom.
Hello, Mr. Teasy.
Leela. Happy New Year.
Same to you, Throckmorton, and a Happy New Year to Mr. Teasy, too.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Peavy and I were just talking about New Year's Eve, Leela. I bet you're going out on some wild party till all hours, aren't you?
Well, no, Throckmorton. I decided I wouldn't. Back home I would, but it's not the same up here.
Oh? What do you mean?
Well, in Summerfield, the men don't dress, and there aren't any of the old traditions like the eggnog and all that make it such fun down home.
Oh, I guess you're right, Leela.
I suppose you'll be tearing around, though, won't you, Throckmorton?
No, I just about decided to go to bed early and get a flying start on 1945.
That sounds awfully sensible.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
What?
If I were as young as either of you, I'd raise little Ned tonight, and that's fact.
Oh, you would, Peavy?
I certainly would.
By George, maybe you're right. Leela, how about it? Let's have some fun this evening. I'll put on my dress suit and make some eggnogs.
Oh, Throckmorton, but what about your flying start on 1945?
The heck with 1945. That's next year.
Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few seconds. You know, Sunday night pancake or waffle feast is a welcome change from the elaborate menus you may have been serving through the holiday season. And to make your pancakes and waffles really sing out with appetite appeal, spread on some delicious parquet margarine for the crowning touch of flavor. Your family and guests are sure to enjoy parquet's fine flavor. It's so fresh, so delicate, and so satisfying. In fact, parquet margarine is enjoyed daily in millions of homes. It is one of America's favorite spreads for bread, hot toast, and rolls. And it's wonderfully nourishing, too. Parquet is high in food energy value, and Kraft guarantees every single pound of parquet margarine to contain 9,000 units of important vitamin A. So for good nourishment and real flavor enjoyment, buy and serve Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y. Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Yes, Kraft makes Parquet. Back now to the Great Gildersleeve, who is determined to show his southern neighbor that the holiday hospitality of Summerfield can be quite as gracious and festive as that of the Old South. With Marjorie going out for the evening with friends and Leroy spending the night at Piggy's, he figures he should have a free hand. Well, we'll see. Oh, here he comes down the stairs and all dressed up.
Holy smokes, look at Unc. He's got his waiter suit on.
His tails, Leroy. Uncle Mort, you look wonderful.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
Oh, I love you in tails. You look so distinguished.
Well, you're looking very fit yourself, my dear. A regular little princess. Isn't she, Leroy?
Yeah, she's okay. When she gets dressed up.
Well, thank you, Leroy.
You like that thing she's got in her hair, Unc?
Very pretty.
I gave her that. Great me.
Who are you going out with, my dear?
A friend of Francie's. His name is Keith.
Keith. The only boy I ever knew named Keith I didn't like. I suppose it's all right, though, if you get home early. Want you in by 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock, New Year's Eve?
Oh, have a heart, Unc. She's got to at least hear the New Year come in.
Well, 12 o'clock on the dot.
Oh, Unky, it's New Year's.
All right, 12:30 then.
1 o'clock?
All right, 1 o'clock. But not a minute later. I don't want you up to all hours with anybody named Keith. And you, Leroy.
Don't worry about me, Unc.
Have a good time. Be a good boy if you can, but have a good time.
Mr. Gildersleeve, if you don't mind, I think I'll be going. Oh, my goodness, don't you look grand?
Oh, you like it, Bertie?
I sure do. I ain't seen you wear that suit in years.
Well, the occasion has not arisen, Bertie. It's a little formal.
I didn't even know you could get into them clothes anymore.
Not only got into them, but there's room to spare. Look.
You must have shrunk.
Yeah. Weighed myself just before I came downstairs, Bertie, and I lost half a pound. What do you know, children? I'm going to finish 1944 a half-pound underweight.
You'll make it up when you see the midnight supper I fixed for you, Miss Ransom. Shrimp cocktails, chicken a la king with peas and shoestring potatoes, fruit salad, French pastry, and coffee.
Oh, my goodness, Bertie. Is that your idea of an intimate little supper?
Well, I fixed the supper, Mr. Gildersleeve. The rest is up to you.
Well, that's about time. 11:30. That's women for you. Oh, well.
Well, Throckmorton, you darling, you dress.
What did I tell you?
Oh, that just makes the evening. Men always look so handsome in evening clothes.
Well, let me turn on a little light here. Now, let me take... Leela, what have you done to yourself?
You like it?
Why, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Your hair, you've done something to it.
I'm wearing it a new way.
Oh, pretty.
You haven't mentioned my dress.
I was almost afraid to.
Oh, you. I declare you Yankees pay the prettiest compliments. Of course, you don't mean a word you say.
Don't you believe it. Oh, almost forgot. Here, for you.
For me? Bonjour, florist. Now, what could it possibly be?
Why don't you open it?
Flowers, a corsage. Oh, Throckmorton, this is too wonderful.
Nothing cheap about Gildersleeve.
I know. I'm going to be old-fashioned and wear 'em right here.
You need something there.
You're terrible. Oh, this is going to be such fun.
You don't know the half of it. The children are out. Bertie's out. We got the whole place to ourselves. Bertie left us a little supper. You know, intimate.
Oh, how romantic.
What do you say we eat it right now? I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
Oh, not yet, Throckmorton.
Yeah, but I'm starved. I went easy on dinner so I'd be able to handle it. All we have to do is warm it up.
Oh, not before midnight, Throckmorton. That would spoil it.
All right, 12 o'clock then. Well, shall we go in the living room then?
Let's.
Ladies first.
Oh, you've still got your tree up. I'm so glad.
Well, the children hate to let it go.
I know. Let's turn on the tree lights and turn out all the others. It's more romantic that way, don't you think?
Yeah, and more fun, too.
Oh, it's like fairyland. Makes me feel like a child again.
Me, too.
Let's just sit here hand in hand and look at it for a while, shall we?
Okay.
I said hand in hand.
Sorry, Leela. You know, I thought you'd never get here, Leela. 11:30, just sitting here in my dress suit. I balanced my whole checkbook.
Oh, well, I'm sorry if I kept you waiting, Throckmorton, but I thought you'd want me to be pretty for you tonight.
Yeah, that's all right. I guess you had a lot to do.
Besides, down home things never really got started before midnight New Year's Eve. Just think, a year ago at this time I was in Savannah visiting.
And 2 years ago, you were right here.
So I was. And 3 years ago, I didn't even know you, Throckmorton. Think of that.
Tempus fugit.
Oh, it was all so short. We met, we were engaged.
And your husband turned out?
Poor Beauregard. It was such a shock after believing he was dead all those years. And then to have him go the way he did, kicked by a mule.
Yeah, I know.
I'll never know which was the greatest shock, his coming or his going. Oh, and after that, what happened to us, Throckmorton?
I don't know, Leela. We just drifted apart, I guess. You went into mourning, and I buried myself in my work.
You went chasing after Eve Goodwin.
No, Leela, there was never anything like that. I liked Eve, and I admired her. I still do. But we were never right for each other. We found that out. You're the girl for me, Leela.
You mean that?
I was crazy not to know it all along.
Oh, then what about this Miss Del Rey? Dolores, is that her name?
Oh, nothing in that either, Leela. Never was. No, that was strictly Judge Hooker's mistake.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, Throckmorton.
Yeah, forget Dolores. I have. Let's just talk about you.
Oh, let's talk about the first time we met.
Hey, it's getting on toward midnight. How about eating now? We got shrimp cocktails, chicken...
Oh! Not yet, Throckmorton. Not till 12 o'clock.
All right, 12 o'clock. What'll we do then?
In the South, Mr. Gildersleeve, a man doesn't have to be told what to do on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Shove over.
Throckmorton, you're so sudden.
Well, gosh, I thought you said, huh?
Let's just hold hands for a while, shall we?
Well, that's where we started. We aren't getting anywhere.
Silly. Lean back and put your head on my shoulder. Oh, I remember the first time I met you, Throckmorton. It was during a blackout.
About time we had another.
I came to the door, and there you stood, so handsome in your helmet and your flashlight. My gallant air raid warden. And the next day you came back, and there wasn't any blackout, remember?
Uh-huh.
Why did you come back the second day, Throckmorton?
Because I was full of the old Nick.
That was the first time I ever heard you sing. Would you do a thing for me, Throckmorton? Would you sing for me again, just the way you did then?
Well, seeing it's New Year's Eve, if you'll play.
Of course I'll play. You know, you really ought to have this piano tuned sometime, Throckmorton.
Tuned? Why, Leela, that's a Wembley.
It is. Now sing pretty, yeah?
Speak to me of love and say what I'm longing to hear. Tender words of love, repeat them again, I implore you. Speak to me of love and whisper these words to me, dear. I adore you.
Listen, a whistle.
Oh, it's the old tack factory.
Throckmorton, it's 12 o'clock. It's midnight.
So it is.
Well?
Let's eat.
Wish me a Happy New Year?
Oh, sure. Happy New Year, Leela.
Happy New Year,
By George, it's 1945 and I like it already.
Throckmorton, you look so silly.
Happy New Year, Leela. Happy New Year.
Oh, that awful horn.
I found it in Leroy's room, left over from last year. Have another pastry, Leela. Can't let him go to waste.
Oh, I couldn't possibly.
Well, I might just take care of one more. Another eggnog?
Oh, no. Not that they aren't wonderful, you understand.
Old family recipe.
Oh, honestly, Throckmorton, I haven't had such fun since Mardi Gras.
Since what?
Since Mardi Gras. Haven't you ever been to Mardi Gras in New Orleans?
Never been south of Youngstown.
Oh, you'd love it. And if you ever go, you must look up my cousin, Tupper Hathaway. He belongs to all the clubs, and he knows just everybody.
Oh, Cousin Tupper. Well, I'll make a note of that.
Oh, you'd love Mardi Gras, Throckmorton. It's so gay. All they do is have banquets and dance in the streets and blow horns and make love to strange girls.
Ooh, that sounds great.
They all wear masks, you understand, so nobody can prove anything.
Well, not a bad idea. I got a horn. I wish I had a mask.
Silly.
Pretend you don't know me, Leela, and I'll give you a big kiss.
Throckmorton, I'm trying to tell you about Mardi Gras.
I'm listening. Go ahead. They wear masks.
Those are the mummers. That's what they call them.
Mummers, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Honey child, come kiss you the old mama.
Oh, I declare you'd be a riot in New Orleans.
I'm a riot right here in Summerfield.
Oh, it's such fun down there, Throckmorton. Everybody is everybody's friend. That's what's so wonderful about it.
Babe.
You run into a perfect stranger on the street and you invite him right into your house for an eggnog or whatever. It's perfect. Oh, that's what I miss about the South. That friendliness, that gaiety and hospitality.
Listen, we can be just as friendly and hospitable right here in Summerfield as any place in the South.
Oh, but people never do.
That's a challenge. Come on, Leela.
Where are you going?
Get your coat on. We're going out and get hospitable. We'll whoop it up. We'll blow horns and ring bells.
You're not serious.
I mean it. Grab your coat there, Leela. We'll wish everybody a Happy New Year. If we see any strangers, we'll invite them in for an eggnog. If we run into any girls, they better look out.
Throckmorton, what's got into you?
Mardi Gras, the spirit of carnival. That's me. Yippee! Come on, Leela. You get to kiss all the men, and I get to kiss all the girls. Woohoo!
Throckmorton, you're not...
Don't hang back now, Leela. Come on. I'll show you how we do it in the old suit. Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year! What a town. You try to make merry, and there's not a soul in sight. Oh, wait a minute. There's somebody.
Where?
Coming up the block. Hail to thee, blithe spirit. Good evening.
Throckmorton, it's nobody we know.
Who cares? Hail, friend, which tarry within these humble portals and exchange the greetings of the season and perchance partake of a tankard of eggnog? Woods?
Throckmorton Red.
By golly, I'm glad to find somebody up. Maybe you could help me.
Gladly, brother, gladly. Step right in. Welcome to Liberty Hall.
Oh, what a day. I'm telling you, since 9 o'clock this morning, and I've still got one more to deliver.
Brother, consider your last delivery made. Fie, out upon it, for it's the season of feasting and good cheer, egad.
Huh?
Have an eggnog.
Well, thanks. I don't care if I do. I don't know who you are, but Gersh is my name. I'm,
Brother, we care not who you are or whence you came. You're welcome here.
Well, gosh, thanks. I didn't get the name.
I am the king of the carnival. This is my attendant nymph, the fair Leela. Leela? Meet Mr. Gersh.
How do you do? You mustn't mind Mr. Gildersleeve. He's just, you know, it's New Year's.
Hey, wait a minute. Gildersleeve, did you say?
Yeah, that's right.
Throckmorton T?
Oh, the very same.
Well, here's a paper for you.
What's this?
Notice of civil action in the case of Dolores Del Rey versus Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
Oh!
Breach of promise, looks like. Happy New Year!
Happy New Year? Here, give me back that eggnog, brother. Listen, everybody. Your army needs nurses. And they need them badly. Thousands of wounded men are being returned to this country every day. And in order to take care of them, the Army needs 10,000 registered nurses at once. If any of you listening happen to be nurses, or if you know any, pass the word along. The Army nurse is the heroine of our armed forces. Our wounded fighting men look to her for help. The best doctors in the country are already in the Army. And the Army nurses working with them are handling new drugs, applying new treatments, and gaining experience years ahead of their civilian opportunities. Nurses go into the Army as second lieutenants, with pay equivalent to $226 a month. They're also eligible for veterans' benefits. Any nurse can now get reclassified for military service. For information, you may either contact your local Red Cross or send a wire collect to the Surgeon General, United States Army, Washington, D.C. If you've been thinking about this, but putting it off, do it now, please, because now is when the Army needs you. Good night, everybody.
Music on this program was directed by Claude Sweet. This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company, makers of Parquet margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products.
Kraft invites you to listen again next week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Having a package of delicious golden Pabst-ett cheese food in the refrigerator easily solves the problem of how to entertain in a hurry. Pabst-ett, you see, is the cheese food of 100 different uses. It spreads, melts, slices, also toasts to perfection. So there's really no end to the many grand ways you can serve Pabst-ett. Toasted finger sandwiches or crackers spread with Pabst-ett make a tempting addition to a tray of appetizers. Fruit salads take on added appetite appeal when served with Pabst-ett. And it goes without saying that a smooth, luscious cheese sauce made with Pabst-ett and poured over macaroni, vegetable, or chicken dishes will be a hit at any meal. So buy delicious, nourishing Pabst-ett for cheddar cheese flavor at its best. Don't forget, ask your dealer for Pabst-ett, the delicious golden cheese food.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Jack Benny Program. Quality of product is essential to continuing success. Sold American. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT. Today, tomorrow, and always. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Quality distinguishes a man, and quality distinguishes a product. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. The finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco. Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike Program, starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is New Year's Eve. Yes, New Year's Eve. The one time in the year when everybody should let their hair down.
Yes, sir.
Jackie said let it down, not take it off.
Oh, pardon me. Continue, Don.
So, in keeping with the spirit of New Year's Eve, I bring you a man who will get up at midnight, hang up his calendar, refill his hot water bottle, get back in bed again. Here he is, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Playboy Benny, wishing you all a Happy New Year. Don, that was a funny introduction, and this being New Year's Eve, I'm not going to be mad at you. Of course, I'll hate myself in the morning. Yes, Don, here it is, New Year's Eve, and in just a few hours, it'll be 1945. 1945. Gosh, what I wouldn't give to be 19 again.
What you wouldn't give to be 45 again.
Mary, that's an easy joke if I ever heard one. But this is New Year's Eve. Then I'm not going to be mad at you, you know?
Thanks, Cookie.
You're welcome, Poopsie. Oh, hello, Phil. I didn't see you come in.
Hiya, Jackson. Well, I wanted to surprise you. Do you notice anything different about me?
Let's see, a new tie?
No.
New shirt?
No.
Oh, a new suit?
No.
Well, what is it?
I'm wearing those lousy shoelaces you gave me for Christmas.
Phil, that is not the proper spirit, you know.
Well, Jack, I hate to bring this up, but you didn't think of me. You didn't give me anything for Christmas.
Oh, yes, Don. I ordered a nice gift for you, but it didn't get here yet. See, they're having a little trouble at Montgomery Ward. And listen, kids, now that you brought it up, that was a fine present you all chipped in and gave me. A gift certificate for a dinner at the Thrifty Drugstore. The meal was good, but I kept slipping off the stool all the time. Anyway, kids, Christmas is over, and after our program, I want you all to come over to my house and see the new year in. Boy, am I going to have fun.
Oh, sure, sure.
What do you mean, oh, sure, sure?
You'll have fun, all right. You'll drink 3 bottles of Coca-Cola, 2 7-Ups, and 1 Dr. Pepper. Then 10 minutes later, you'll put on a lady's hat and holler, yippee!
What?
Then you'll have 2 fingers of Dad's old-fashioned root beer, and Rochester will have to carry you up to bed.
What are you kids talking about?
You're the only one I ever saw that drinks champagne out of a spoon.
Now, listen, kids, I may be that way all year, but when it comes to New... Oh, hello, Larry.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Happy New Year.
Same to you. I'm glad you got here, kid. It's time for your song.
Okay, but can I tell you about my New Year's resolution first?
Sure, kid. What is it?
Well, I made a resolution never to ask you for a raise unless you gave it to me voluntarily.
Well. Whatever made you think of that?
It's on page 84 of his contract.
It is not. Anybody that works for me can ask for a raise any time they want to. I can't help it if the government froze salaries.
You know, you're not a bad little refrigerator yourself.
All right, Phil, all right. But the next time you want a raise, ask for it yourself. Don't send Alice and the kids around. And where did they get those ragged old clothes? What a corny act they put on.
Say, Jack,
What?
getting back to resolutions, it wouldn't hurt if you made a few yourself.
Mary, I've already made a resolution. You'd be surprised if I told you what it is.
No kidding, Jackson. What is it?
Well, I made a resolution that from now on I'm going to be friends with Fred Allen and never say anything against him.
Ah, Jack, that's really swell. You're really being magnanimous after all the things Alan has said about you.
Oh, Don, it was all in the spirit of fun. Alan was a nice guy. Never meant those things. It was just for laughs.
Yeah, you're right, Jackson. But I'll never forget the laugh Alan got when he said you squeeze a nickel so hard you get milk out of the buffalo. He was sharp that night, that kid was.
Oh, did Alan say that?
Yeah.
What a sense of humor, really.
And I'll never forget the time Alan said that you're so bow-legged and your girl is so knock-kneed, when you dance together you look like a mixmaster.
What a sense of humor he used to have.
What do you mean, used to have?
Well, that guy's mentality is so low he has to lie down to think.
Jack, your resolution.
And with those bags under his eyes, his face looks like an old pair of pants with the pockets inside out.
Jack, your resolution.
I've still got till 12 o'clock. Think, kid, well, I think of some more. I hope I get some beauties before midnight. Believe me.
With my light brown derby and my bright green tie and my hair all slick upon my head, I went to lose a lonely hour on the trolley and lost my heart instead. With her high starch collar and her light brown hair, she had such a gay and winsome air. I started to yen, so I counted to 10, then I counted to 10 again. Clang, clang, clang went the trolley. Ding, ding, ding went the bell. Zing, zing, zing went my heartstrings. For the moment I saw her, I fell. Chug, chug, chug went the motor. Thump, thump, thump went the brake. Thump, thump, thump went my heartstrings. When she smiled, I could feel the car shake. I tipped my hat and took a seat. I said I hoped I hadn't stepped upon her feet. I asked her name and lost my breath. She looked so lovely that it scared me half to death. Buzz, buzz, buzz went the buzzer. Plop, plop, plop went the wheel. Stop, stop, stop went my heartstrings. As she started to leave, I took hold of her sleeve with my hand. And as if it were planned, she stayed on with me, and it was grand just to stand with her hand holding mine through the end of the line.
trolley. Hey, it's a good live number there, Larry. That was a trolley song sung by Larry Stevens. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as is our custom every year at this time, we will present our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenant, or Goodbye 44, Hello 45. As most of you will remember, this is an allegorical fantasy that takes place...
Hey, Jackson, just a minute. What do you mean by allegorical fantasy?
Well, for instance, Phil, did you see Dumbo, the little elephant with the big ears?
No.
Did you see Ferdinand the Bull?
No.
Well, did you see the Reluctant Dragon?
No, I haven't had a drink in 3 months, Jackson. I'm trying to get away from this stuff.
Well, I'm not going to explain it to you, Phil. You'll understand it as we go along. And that last thing you said is a lie anyway. Now, in our not even in the script, I know. Now, in our fantasy, I will again play the part of the old year 1944, who has been living in a big boarding house called the United States, which is run by Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia.
Hey, Jackson, am I going to play the part of Uncle Sam?
Yes, Phil, you'll wear a bright blue jacket with white stars on it and red and white striped pants.
And I'll lay 8 to 5 people who think I'm Bing Crosby.
Never mind. Now, Mary, you play the part of Columbia. You'll be Phil's wife, and you and Phil have 48 children.
Holy smoke, now they'll really think he's Crosby.
Let me explain it to you, Mary. Your children are the 48 states. You see, each state is a child.
Oh, Jack, how could I possibly have 48 children?
Mary, you were born in 1776.
Oh.
What are you laughing at?
I look pretty good for an old babe, don't I?
Not bad, not bad. Now, Don.
Yes, Jack?
You play a very important part in tonight's fantasy. You're going to be the world.
The world, huh?
Yes. And loosen your belt, Don. Your equator is strangling South America. And now, folks, this play will go on immediately.
Oh, say, Jack.
Yes, Don.
Come here a minute. I want to show you something.
What is it?
Now, if I'm the world, then my chest must be the United States.
Uh-huh.
And right over here, a little to the southeast, is Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Right here? Oh, pardon me, Don. I didn't know my finger was cold. I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, Jack, this little town of Goldsboro is right in the heart of the tobacco country.
I know, Don, but we've got a play to do.
And it's here that they get those finer, lighter, golden leaves of tobacco and make them into Lucky Strike cigarettes.
Well, that's fine, Don, but...
And that's why that slogan, LSMFT, is so true.
But, Don, I can't see where that has anything to do with our New Year's play. You see, LSMFT stands for Lucky Strike, means fine tobacco.
Yes, Jack, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Don, that happens to be a statement of fact, while our play is an allegorical fantasy. There's no connection.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jack.
Well, that's all right, Don, but don't bring it up again. Until next Sunday. Now, button up your shirt. Goldsboro's getting goose pimples there. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our annual New Year's play will go on immediately after a music... Oh, darn it. I'll get it. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Rochester.
Oh, hello, Rochester. What is it?
You can bring your guests over any time you want. I just finished making the punch.
The punch? That's good.
But, boss, I lost your recipe, so I used mine.
What's your recipe?
Simple and direct. First you put in a gallon of grape juice, then you start pouring in the gin.
How much gin?
Till you can't taste the grape juice.
Oh, my goodness.
That ain't all. Then you start pouring in the bourbon.
Bourbon with gin? How much bourbon do you put in?
Till you can't taste the scotch.
Scott, what kind of a silly drink is that? Scotch, bourbon, gin, and grape juice. Get rid of it immediately.
Okay, I'll see if I can drain it out of the washing machine.
The washing machine, Rochester. I left my new shirt in there this morning.
I know, boss. I noticed it after I poured in the stuff.
Well, for heaven's sake, take my shirt out.
It's too late now. There's nothing left but the buttons.
Oh, Rochester, this is the worst yet. At least you can take out the buttons.
Oh, boss, they're so happy I hate to disturb them.
Well, I don't know what to say now, Rochester. Don't monkey with it anymore. I'll be home right after the broadcast.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, say, boss.
Now what?
Can I leave about 10 o'clock tonight? I'm going to a New Year's party, too.
No, Rochester. Every time you go to a New Year's party, you always stay out so late.
Oh, I'm going to be back early this year.
What time?
About Thursday.
Well, all right, Rochester. New Year's Eve. Enjoy yourself. But before you go, in fact, before I get home, I want you to empty that punch out of the washing machine. It's too dangerous to have in the house when you...
Don't worry, boss. As soon as I hang up,
I knew it. The punch exploded. Rochester, what happened? Rochester, are you hurt?
Not unless I make a bad landing.
A bad landing. Rochester, where's the punch bowl?
I don't know, but I'm over the Rose Bowl.
Oh, well, play, Bill. He'll be back after the break. Canteen, played by Phil Harris and his orchestra. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our annual New Year's play entitled The New Tenant, or Goodbye 44, Hello 45. As the curtain rises, it is almost midnight of December 31st, and old man 1944 is packing his bags and ready to make his exit. Curtain music. Oh, Columbia. Come here a minute, please.
What do you want, 44?
Gotta gather up my things before little 45 gets here. Hand me those, will you?
Are these yours?
Yep.
Why, old-timer Bobby socks.
Well, I've had my moments, you know. Now, let's see. Might as well pack those racetracks. They ain't going to be used for a while. See, there's Bay Meadows.
Here's Hialeah.
Yep. And here's Santa Anita. Say, I never knew they had a $10 window. And what else? Oh, yes, hand me that bundle of swing music, will you?
Here you are.
Thanks. I'm going to dance with the dolly, with the hole in her stocking, with the hole in her stocking, with the hole in her stocking. Sloppy little dame, ain't she? Oh, clang, 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 went the trolley. A ding, 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 went the bell. Come in.
Hello, old-timer.
Oh, hello, Uncle Sam. Where you been the last few weeks?
Oh, I've been all over. I've been delivering Christmas presents to all my nieces and my nephews.
Well, Sam, you got here just in time to say goodbye to 1944.
Yep. In a few minutes, I'll be leaving you, and I'll never be back on Earth again.
Gosh, kind of feel sorry for you.
Why?
Now you'll never know what happened to Snowflake and Shaky.
That's right.
Say, Sam, I was looking for you yesterday. Where were you?
Well, I ran up the West Coast. I wanted to ask Henry Kaiser what's cooking.
Uh-huh.
And between what's and cooking, he launched 3 ships.
Well, you're getting the ships, Sam. Just get the men to sail them. You're all set. Well, I better finish my packing. Let's see. Maybe I ought to take along some of these moving pictures.
You want to take Going My Way? Everybody's seen it.
No, I better leave that. I want little 1945 to see it. With all the problems he's going to have, that picture will do him a lot of good.
Well, how about taking Jack Benny's new picture?
No, that's going to be one of his problems. Well, maybe I'd better...
Come in.
Well, howdy, everybody. Hi, old-timer.
Well, what do you know? It's the world come to say goodbye to me.
Yeah, I'll miss you, old-timer. Lots of things happened to me while you were here.
That's right, world. We had 365 exciting days, didn't we?
Yeah.
What you laughing at, world?
Remember last month when I burped and Tokyo had an earthquake?
Yep. Say, World, your earthquake shook them almost as bad as my B-29.
You're right, Sam.
Say, World, why don't you hang around till the lieutenant arrives?
Sure, stay a while, World. Sit down on the refrigerator, cool off your Arctic Circle. Say, Columbia.
Yes?
Tune in the radio. This will be my last chance to get a little entertainment.
Okay.
You're listening to another broadcast of Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons. The next case is that of a man named Benito Mussolini, alias Il Duce. A sure way to identify this fugitive is to get him up on a high building and show him a balcony. If he steps out on the balcony and makes a speech, he's Mussolini. If he steps out and there is no balcony, let's hope so.
I wonder where he's hiding.
Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about him. His troublemaking days are over.
Yeah, I'll get another station.
And now that you have answered the first one correctly, would you like to try the $2 question?
Yeah.
The $2 question is a simple one. Oh, by the way, what is your name?
My name is Adolf Hitler, but for $2 you can call me Schickelgruber.
All right, Adolf. Would you like to try the $4 question?
Yeah.
You will be
Nobody asked you, gambling.
Please, no coaching from the audience. Now for the next question. Tell me, Adolf, who won the Battle of Stalingrad?
Germany.
I'm sorry, that's the wrong answer.
Wrong! Schweinhund! You call me wrong! I don't think you can be wrong! I'm always right! Heil Hitler! Heil myself! Verbluten, Truhen, Dammkopf, und Stoßen!
Adolf, stop chewing up the rug!
I know what you are thinking! You are thinking that because I chew up rugs, I am crazy! I am not crazy! I am Adolf Hitler! I am one of the greatest... Everybody else is crazy, but I'm all right! I just like to eat rugs.
Get another station, Columbia. Schickelgruber seems to have lost control of himself.
Okay, old-timer.
And now, Mr. Anthony, we have the case of Mr. H.
All right. Will Mr. H step up to the microphone? Your name, please.
My name is Hirohito. I live in Imperial Palace, which is located in what is left of Tokyo.
And you have a problem?
Yes, Mr. Anthony. I went into partnership with a German in a war. First, we was winning. Now we are losing. Almost every day, the Big 29 fly over Tokyo. And now I wish I had never listened to that German, that no good son.
No names, please. Now get on with your problem.
Well, my problem is this. If I have the world's greatest army, and the world's greatest air force, and the world's greatest navy, then please tell me, Mr. Anthony.
Yes?
Why in the name of Nagasaki am I getting the sukiyaki knocked out of me?
I'll tell you why, Hirohito. Because you and your whole gang are a bunch of dirty, no-good...
No names, please. No names.
Yes, Hirohito, you have a problem. But it's of your own making, and I cannot, nor would I, give you any advice, any consolation, or any hope for the future. And if you'll excuse the expression, scram, bum!
That's telling him?
Turn it off, Columbia. Shut it off. Doggone, look at that clock. Just got my duds together in time. That's the first stroke of 12. Wonder what's keeping the lieutenant.
Don't worry, he'll show up. He always does.
Say, here's a tip for you, Sam. You worked hard during the time I was here, and you did a good job. But I want you to work even harder for the little fella that's coming in.
Well, don't you worry, old-timer. I'm really rolling now.
Time's a-fleeting, but I can't leave till that little shaver gets here.
That must be him now.
Yeah. Come in. Well, it's the little new year. Hello, Sonny.
Hello, old-timer. Isn't he cute? Just look at the size of him.
Yeah. Bet he doesn't weigh much more than Sinatra. What's that you got under your arm, Sonny?
Some forms I'm going to try awfully hard to get signed this year.
Yeah? What are they?
Well, here's the most important one. It says, how do you pronounce these big words?
Let's see it. Oh, that says unconditional surrender. Well, I hope you get them signed darn soon. Hey, kid, I want you to meet Uncle Sam and his wife, Columbia.
Glad to know you, folks.
Hello, Sonny.
Hiya, Bub. You ought to have a coat on with them diapers. It's pretty chilly tonight.
Yeah.
I sure was cold the first night I got here. Say, Bub, I almost forgot. This is the World. Want you to meet him, too.
Hello, son.
Hello. See the world, huh?
Yes, sir.
Gosh, there's enough room on him for everybody.
Well, there should be, but there are a couple of fellas that are trying to hog it all. They ain't never satisfied. Now, sit down, Sonny. I want to show you my album. A few pictures I took while I was here. Now, here's a family picture of a bunch of Uncle Sam's nephews.
Say, they all look alike, don't they?
Well, they do in those uniforms, but let me tell you something, Sonny. They're doing a great job. And you can be proud of each and every one of them.
What are their names?
Well, I don't know them all, but there's a fella named Jones. Here's another one here, O'Reilly. There's a kid called Spinelli. Right next to him, see that colored boy there?
Mm-hmm.
His name's Johnson. Right in back of him, that's Lopez. Right alongside of him is a fella named Ginsburg. And the fella way over on this end here is Peterson. All good Americans. Now, Sonny, here's a picture of another group of Uncle Sam's nephews. Now, these boys felt just like you did. You know, about the world being big enough for everybody. These boys, just like the others, went out to do something about it.
Gee, they look like the kind of fellows that would do a good job.
They did more than a good job. Too bad they can't come back tell you about it. And listen, Sonny, one of your jobs is not to forget what they did. And here's something else you don't want to forget.
What's that, sir?
Well, you got to see that Sam's nephews and nieces here at home stay on their jobs. Keep giving blood to the Red Cross. And never stop buying bonds until you get that paper signed. You know, the one you brought with you.
Yes, sir.
And another thing.
Say, old-timer, you better get moving.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't rush me. Oh, by the way, son, Uncle Sam's got a nephew called Franklin that's been taking mighty good care of him. Ain't he, Sam?
Darn tootin'.
So keep an eye on him, son, and give him all the help you can.
Franklin, eh? I'll write that down.
Well, my time's almost up. Gotta be leaving now. Goodbye, Junior.
So long, Pop.
Goodbye, Sam.
So long, old-timer.
Well, here I go.
Goodbye, 44.
So long, Columbia. Keep 'em flying.
You're all glad to see me.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, here's my good friend L.A. Speed Riggs.
It takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette, and the tobacco used in Lucky Strike cigarettes is fine tobacco. Witness independent tobacco experts. Men like Mr. Charles W. Jenkins of Bowling Green, Kentucky, who said,
"As a warehouseman, I have seen Lucky Strike by the lighter, naturally milder tobacco. And so I have been smoking Luckies for 24 years.
The next time you buy cigarettes, remember Mr. Jenkins' statement. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed. So free and easy on the draw.
The famous tobacco auctioneers heard on tonight's program are Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
At $45, sold American.
And Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Sold American.
Basil Rysdale speaking for Lucky Strike. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
Yes, sir.
Right you are.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
Good
night. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI, Los Angeles. Music we love. Rebroadcast especially for all you men and women in the armed forces of the United Nations. Music played by the orchestra under the direction of Howard Barlow and sung by Richard Crooks.
If I could tell you of my devotion, if I could pledge all my love so true, then my confession would find expression in all the music my heart sings to you.
The program opens this evening with the triumphal march from Aida. Richard Crooks sings as his first selection, Kashmiri Love Song by Amy Woodford Findon.
Fair hands I loved beside the Shalimar. Where are you now, who lies beneath your spell? Whom do you lead on Rapture's roadway far? Before you agonize them in farewell. Before you agonize them in farewell. Pale hands I loved beside the Shalimar. Where are you now? Where are you now? Pale hands pink-tipped like lotus buds that float on those cool waters where we used to dwell. I would have rather felt you round my throat, crushing out life than waving me farewell. Crushing out life than waving me farewell. Pale hands I loved beside the Shalimar. Where are you now? Where are you
Pizzicato Polka from the ballet Sylvia by Deleuze. Richard Crooks now sings the Scotch folk song, "We 100 Pipers."
We 100 pipers and ah, we 100 pipers and ah, we up and give 'em a blaw, we 100 pipers and ah, it's all the border of wah, it's all the border of wah, we'll march the with yes, it's castle and ah, we 100 pipers and ah, we 100 pipers and ah, we'll up and give 'em a blaw, we 100 pipers and ah. Soldier lads look bra, with their tartan keennets and ah, with bonnets, feathers, and glittering gear, and pibroch sounding sweet and clear, with they are returned to the reindeer glare, with they are returned o'er hill and men, second sight at Sandy and neither scrap when they marched awa. We 100 pipers and ah, we 100 pipers and ah, we'll up and give 'em a blaw, we 100 pipers and ah.
Thank you, Mr. Crooks.
at your feet. Moon divine, at your side, stronger,
Richard Crooks has sung Gypsy Moon by Bourbanoff. Howard Barlow and the orchestra now play The Skater's Waltz by Waldteufel. Richard Crooks continued singing the 23rd Psalm.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
And now each flower is sweet and dear. I know it's just because at last you're here. We sit alone from all the world apart. And the love is